people are saying.
It's weird. I don't understand why I can't see the
I don't
chat, but
either.
you can, and I'm the one hosting it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It seems like probably something that could be fixed. Like some setting was like defaulted to some other crap, blocking that before you even hit go live. I don't know though, because I've never really done this outside of going live with you through your invites.
Yeah,
So I feel like before you hit live, there's probably like a settings page to go through,
I
possibly.
looked.
I don't know.
I looked through all of it, and I clicked the allow chat on, and I don't know. I can't
Hmm.
see anything.
Well, hopefully that fixes. I wish I knew more. I could help you troubleshoot, but that's okay. So, what do you think of this
So
blend anyway?
anyway, yeah, we'll figure it out because I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never had this happen before. I even shut my phone completely off. I shut the app out. I closed everything, and it's still I can't see any of the messages. So you're it's your deal now, unless it like pops up at some weird point or something. I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of like buttons and stuff down here, but
Yeah.
mm,
Well, what do you
share.
think? What do you think of this dusk?
Hmm. So anyway, yeah,
What do you think of the dusk?
we are smoking Cornell and Deal Dusk from last year. Riley gave it to us, and it's got a year of age on it. I haven't smoked it yet. I've been too busy trying to fiddle fart around with the freaking messages, and now we have no viewers. So
That's perfect. I
go
didn't want them
figure.
anyway.
I'm frustrated. You know me, when I get frustrated, I stay frustrated.
Well, the problem with me is like I'm frustrated too, and that makes it so I have a little bit of an attitude. And I'm like, dude, the quickest way to piss people off is to have a little bit of attitude with them. And I didn't mean to come off as having attitude. As soon as I was sitting there waiting for you to send me the third invite, I was like, did did I overdo it with the attitude?
I Nope. It was a perfect amount of attitude
Okay.
for me because I have attitude, wondering why I can't see my dang live stream messages.
So Tommy 16643 has asked if we've ever tried Moonstruck pipe tobacco. I have not.
Moonstruck.
Moon something in a blue tin. Moon.
Oh, Moonstone. It's an aromatic, right? Made by CAO. Moon Stance.
Trance.
Moon Trance.
No, I haven't tried it.
It is. I have, and
Yeah.
I've tried that. I've tried Eileen's Dream, Cherry Bomb. I was not a fan of Eileen's Dream. Everybody says it's their favorite or whatever, but I was just not happy with it. I preferred the Moon Trance over Eileen's Dream. I thought it was much better. It was much more flavorful. But I'm not really much of an aromatic smoker, so you might want to ask somebody who's more of an aromatic smoker. And
Yeah,
then
me
Cherry
neither.
Bomb, I don't really like cherry blends, so
I'm
it's
glad
kind
to
of
hear you
like,
say
eh.
that. I'm glad you didn't send that to me.
Yeah. But yeah, we're smoking the dusk right now. It smells really good. It's really. I don't want to be like the guys from Smoking Pipes and take 30 minutes to smell the tin and give you the notes, but yeah, it's good. It's kind
Um,
of
I,
sweet. That's
yeah.
really what I get from it is a sweet, more of a Virginia with maybe a slight um, plummy, not plummy, but like maybe apricotty or nectarini. Nectarini, is that even a word? That kind of note. Stone fruit.
No, I was thinking it tastes more like apricots.
Yeah.
No, it tastes very natural, and I don't care for it
Mm.
yet. That's why I decided to smoke it in this tiny um, pot. Not pot. This is like a Devil Ants. I put it in this pipe specifically because I didn't want to have a large bowl of it.
It's a cutty.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Uh,
so. This is the first time I've smoked it. I didn't let it breathe. I told you on Wednesday I was going to open it up and let it breathe for a couple days, and I did not do that. So I opened it up 15 minutes before we started this. Well, our first attempt at a live, and yeah, I put it in my Eagles tray made for me by Meerschaum Bespoke Works, and yeah, I like it, but I'm a Virginia smoker mainly, and you're more of a English and burley smoker. So this might need to dry out a little bit. I have found that when tobacco that has dark fired dries out a little bit, I taste the dark fired more. That's just me. I don't know if that's what you found too, but you and I both like our tobacco a little drier.
Yeah, I find a lot of the time that anything that has dark fired in it, I don't really care for. But that's the thing is I read the tin before I smoked it, so I get preconceived notions like everybody else about what I haven't even lit and tried yet.
Hmm.
That being said, it's not bad at all. It's a lot easier to smoke than the low country, which is just like a furnace in your pipe as soon as the fire hits it. This
Yeah.
is smoking a lot smoother and cooler than that.
And let me know when Yabs comes on because I can't see the chat. And so when he comes on,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I'm hitting you with the prevalent stuff. Tommy, thanks for commenting. He seems to be more on the cannabis department now, but he enjoyed pipe tobacco in the past. We are still enjoying it. I don't really smoke weed anymore. It just it's fallen out of my rotation, and I never replaced it once I ran out of it. So
I
that's kind of
I
where I'm
don't
at.
I don't smoke it at all because I work for the government. So
Well, I kind of work for a similar department. It's loosely related to the government at this point, but it wouldn't matter because they don't do random drug testing because then they would have to send all of their carriers to rehab.
what did you open?
Oh, this is a Kirkland sparkling water, lime.
Oh, this is a um, Coca-Cola sparkling water lime.
Yeah, full. That's good. I have this out just in case, but haven't wanted to pop it
Mm,
yet.
you must have watched my video today when I said that I had the Coke, and I said Ben says that Diet Coke is the best for all pipe smoking, but I'm not really a diet drinker.
Yeah, Briar and Banners just dropped in. So is Riley. They both said hi.
Hello, I still can't see my chat.
Riley says that he just made it home, and the Briar
Sweet.
and Banner says, "Hey, you crazy kids."
Nice. Hello, Brian Banner. Riley, thank you for stopping by today. Riley came up and had dinner with me, my wife, and my parents and grandfather. And we had grilled pizza, wood fired pizza. It was delicious.
That sounds bomb, dude.
Hmm.
Ever since Riley joined this chat, this is starting to taste better for me. But the cool part about pipe tobaccos is when you first light them, sometimes they don't hit and you kind of don't like them. And then you get a little bit down into the bowl and you're like, oh man, this is really good.
I
So,
even though this is moist and it's smoking wet for me now because I just opened it like a dummy. Um, I let it dry for about 15 minutes in the thing, but um, I've actually been enjoying it. But I like the Virginia with a little bit of dark fired in it. That's those are I like those. I like that. I like Three Nuns. This is not bad. I like Three Nuns. I like what's the Peter Stokeby or Eric Stokeby fourth generation that Night Slice that's got Virginia with a little bit of Cavendish and dark fired in it.
that's good too. Yeah, and this is really taken off for me. I'm starting to like it. The Briar and Banner says that he had homemade pizza, and I had the opportunity to eat Kirkland pizza that my wife brought home, but I skipped it because I had three. grilled cheese sandwiches before she got home.
I remember you called me and you were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, Riley's over having dinner." And you were like, "That's cool. I just got done eating my third grilled cheese sandwich." And I was like, "Dang, dude."
Yeah, it was pretty good.
hmm
And
Now, did
I
you
I
eat real
took two
cheese or American cheese?
Mexican shredded.
Oh, okay. Tillamook?
I know no idea. I think it was probably like what is that one? Colby Jack, I would have to imagine.
No, I meant the brand. I didn't know if it was Tillamook or if it was Lucerne or.
It might have been the Kirkland bag. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't I don't know. I
You
don't
want to
know.
see what you want to see what else I brought out here with me?
Yeah, what do you got?
Are you gotta I'm gonna give you three guesses and you got three stabs at what I brought out here with me.
Can I get a hint as to like is it another blend or another pipe?
Oh, I meant tobacco.
Oh, I know what it isn't. It isn't this.
What's that? Crooner? No, it's not crooner. I don't like deer tongue.
That's what I brought out. You brought out bullseye flake. How's that?
Nope, but Riley did bring up some black dot, which hang on a second, because this pipe. I'll just turn you around really quick. I brought this out, and it's got like most of my. If I'm gonna smoke a codger blend, I'm just gonna grab one of these pipes, and then you know a codger blend and smoke it out here. And I keep all my good pipes in my house, but I filled this up with black dot, and I only got like half of a flake into it. And Riley warned me. He said, "Look, it's really, really nicotine heavy, more
Mm.
than bullseye flake is." And yeah, I got like an eighth of the bowl in, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I got to put this down."
Riley is saying, Ben, Donnie claims he can beat you in a fight. Is this true? I would say yes, it is true that Donnie claims that he can beat me in a fight. He put in brackets. He also didn't say that. And then Breyer and Banner says the after party was talking about deer tongue. I said I know cow tongue. I've eaten that, and I've had a cow kiss me before too. So yeah,
I've had
no,
cow brains. Cow brains is pretty good. Cow brains and eggs,
I like
but
deer. I mean, I like cow tongue tacos, lengua, excellent.
yeah, my sister hates them. Her husband is first generation Mexican American. His parents immigrated from Mexico, and he was born in Texas. And he loves lengua burritos, but my sister's always like, "Ew, you can taste the like." She's like, "I can feel the taste buds. I feel like a cow is kissing me."
That's so stupid, and she's wrong. She's that's all in her head. That's like
I
it's like imagine you can discern the difference between different stone fruits in your pipe tobacco. That's delusional.
I have never had lengua.
It's pretty good. And Breyer and Banner agrees. Very good, he says. And I agree. And he just went up to the second spot and he got himself a number two commenter of the night with that one.
Nice. So, uh, do you still have three guesses on what I brought out here?
No, I have two more because I said bullseye. And
Oh,
then did you not just give it away by telling me that you put white dot in your 320?
no, and it's not white dot; it's black dot. But that's not
Oh,
what I have out here.
okay. Um, you made a custom blend and called it American History X. And it's just Virginia. You were gonna put white Cavendish in it, but or black Cavendish in it, but you thought that didn't really match the theme.
That was funny. No, I don't even have my head shaved right now, so nope, it's not a custom blend.
Okay. Uh, Prince Albert. No, Carter Hall. That's what you brought up.
No,
Carter Hall. No. Okay, that was
it is another codger blend. Are you ready?
Sir Walter.
I am going to have to. Oh, I don't know. Who is this made by? Oh, it's okay. It's made in Denmark. I was gonna sing the um rule Britannia. Britannia rules the waves, but
Oh Lord, you brought that out. Ooh, yeah. Have you even
uh
opened that yet?
no. So there is a story behind this, and you guys might have heard about it on the last live. But Ben, this packet of Borkham Riff whiskey sat in Ben's smoke shop collecting dust, and they wanted what, $20 for it?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them my smoke shop. There is a local liquor and head shop very close to me that has Borkham Riff and a couple different Captain Blacks, and they're all old as sin. That one is super crunchy and crispy, and will just
Yep.
basically, if you squeeze the bag, it'll obliterate. Yeah, it's
It's
crunchy.
okay,
So I was like,
but
"Are you serious? Like, you know how like expired this is?" I said to them, and they're like, "Yeah, it's $20, man."
it was covered in dust. So
Yeah.
he told me about it, right? And when I was over there visiting him, we didn't get a chance to go to the shop, but we went to his local two tobacconist that he has there, and so we talked about it. And then I go home, and then for Christmas this last year, what happened to show up in my little Christmas present that Ben sent me? But this, and it still had the dust on it. It's
Yeah, I bought it and just
you
shoved it right in the
you did.
box.
So when I took it out, I wiped it all down and I wiped all the dust off of it. And I was like, "You spent $20 on a joke."
Absolutely.
So here on the live, I am going to open this. I've never had any Borkham Riff tobacco ever in my life, so I'm going to open this, and we are going to take a whiff together. And you can see it's still sealed.
Oh yeah, that airtight seal right there.
Ooh. You know what it smells like?
It smells like you're a hater.
It smells like Red Man that they like. You know how I talk about what is it, the or like golden sliced, and how as they have as much perique in it as like if they were tinning the Virginia, they wave a little perique over the top of it as they're tinning it. It smells like somebody took Red Man, or what they call America's Best now, which is an eyeglass place, um, and waved a little bit of sweet smelling fake whiskey topping. It kind of smells like stone fruit. Just kidding. It
Great.
does have a little bit of a plum or raisin note.
Brutal Enough is saying that one isn't too bad. He recommends a filter though. Uh, a Briar and Banner says that pouch probably smells like sadness. And Riley,
Mhm.
from previous conversation, has said that he's happy for me. He's going to let me finish, but Gentleman Color is one of the best deer tongues of all time. I haven't tried that yet. I'd be willing to try it if anybody were able to send me a little packet of it.
I tried it and I didn't like it, but I can taste the deer tongue in everything. So
Yeah, even when it's not there.
yeah, it's
And
look at this.
Briar and Banner is saying smells like drinking all night and waking up in another bed.
Yeah, probably with a transvestite hooker.
Nah, just another fat pipe smoker.
Oh,
That
so
looks pretty good.
basically the Chicago Pipe Show is what you're saying.
That
Listen,
looks It's raining.
It's
Looks like Captain Black.
it looks like it, but it's actually the perfect smoking content or moisture right now. So it's not like super. It kind of smells like smoked cigarettes.
I think you should load that up for us.
Oh, I only brought one pipe, but you know what? I don't have one with a filter,
You've
so I'm
got
gonna
codger
get some
pipes
tongue
though.
bite.
You got some codger pipes there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna load up this one. Actually, you sent this one to me, and then I put this stem on it.
Sweet. That was great, dude.
Yeah, I heated that up and bent it.
Nice.
All right.
I think I'm gonna do that with that Peterson. I'm gonna have to heat it up and bend that stem a little bit because it's bugging me that the way the bowl rests naturally when you're clenching the pipe, the bowl kind of cants forward a little bit. I need to like bend that
Uh,
a little bit more so it like offsets it.
on the black one,
On the Peterson, I forget which model it is. 303,
312.
312, yeah.
Yeah, I did that, and um, I bent it up a little bit, but I think it's trying to regain its natural shape.
Mm, I can fix that. Is that a screwdriver?
No,
Oh, cool.
it's a lighter tamper pick combo.
Is that like machined on there,
It's
or did you
riveted
make?
on there. I don't know. You
Did
just
you do that? Oh,
no,
oh,
Riley turned me on to this. Riley didn't
that's
turn
cool.
me on. He turned me on to these.
Well, that turns me on. That looks awesome. Very
Yeah, from
nice.
it's Smokezilla, but you can get them
Hmm,
on Amazon.
cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Brutal enough says after he smoked the whole pouch, he earns his Borkum Riff tattoo. Honestly, a cool sailing ship would be pretty sweet for a tattoo.
I'm either gonna put it right here or no, I'm gonna get it right here, right on my
Yeah,
forehead.
get it really small and put it right here like a bindi. That's what you should do.
I instantly feel the tongue bite.
Good.
It does taste like sadness.
I don't think there would be any world in which you would enjoy that. I don't
Um,
think it's in your cards to enjoy that.
Maybe the world where we live in a communist country and this is the only pipe tobacco available
You
and
should
we
put some
don't have a choice.
you should put a little bit of distilled water in that and put it in the mason jar and see if it cleans it up a little bit. I am going to have not crooner, but I'm going to have some Izmir that I packed in this pouch in this pipe, which was sent to me by Donnie, which has got a nice forever stem on it as well.
So it's not bad. Like, yeah, it does definitely need a filter for sure.
What's
Not like
what's
Mixture
it
79.
if Mixer 79 doesn't need a filter?
No, that's what I'm saying. This does, unlike Mixture 79.
Are you getting any tobacco like the natural tobacco notes? Are you getting anything like that?
Yeah, but it's also freaking 20 years old.
Yeah. Now, how about the whiskey? Is it pretty dead in there?
um, it basically just tastes like a sweet topping. Like it just this was this particular pouch. I don't know if this is how you read. No, that could just be the serial number. Oh, hold on. No, it would be no, because 50. Oh, maybe the 56 minutes. So I think it was 2023, the 10th hour of January. It goes year, hour, month, minute, day. So yeah, 23rd year, 10th hour of the first month of the 56th minute of the 30th day. So January 30th at 10:56 a.m. on in 2023. That's when this was packaged.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
Did have a lot
incredible.
of dust on it, so those guys must have dusty shelves.
I wouldn't doubt it. So let's get the chat up to date with you. Brutal enough says we have the whole Borkum Riff range where I live. So I don't know if that's in him saying that they have like every type there, which would be cool. Riley says it's probably enjoyable after 10 to 20 Long Island iced teas when you don't even know what if the flavor is vomit or in your throat or the tobacco. And Brutal says when BR hit the market, it was unbelievable. The first aromatic blend, huge sensation for pipe smokers. Huh, very cool.
Mm.
And Briar and Banner says, love to stay on, but I need to get back to editing a video I did tonight with Edwin at Piper and PR. All right, buddy. Well, it's good to see you, and thanks for stopping by. Feel free to
Oh,
jump back on. Who knows when we're gonna end this live? So
I wish I could see my chat. It would make it much more fun.
yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
Because you're just
that is tongue bitey for sure. I need some Sprite.
that'll help. A little carbonation will help.
Ah, yeah, that really did. I'm gonna go back to this dusk. This stuff though is very, very good.
Yeah, I like the dusk as well. But this Izmir, I mean, this is Izmir, and I love Izmir, so we don't need to talk about Izmir. It's
Yeah.
fantastic all by itself, but it's also
Now,
fantastic.
is dusk worth being a 25-year small batch for smoking pipes? I don't think so. But I also don't really think, other than Sun Bear, in my own personal opinion, Sun Bear and maybe Carolina Red Flake and the Christmas blend they come out with every year for that year. Those are really the only three that I really think should be labeled small batches. Even Fires on the Levee, it's it's one of my favorites um dark fired blends, but I think it should just be a normal run of the mill pipe tobacco. But if it was, they wouldn't sell out of it right away.
I the my favorite small batch that I didn't pay for the pound that it came in because they only sold them in pounds, which pound bricks. But my favorite small batch they've ever done is Folklore. It's so good.
That's an
It's
aromatic,
a
isn't it?
it's a vapor. It might there. I don't know what casings are on, but and I'm talking to the aromatic. Everything's an aromatic king. So probably. And when you smoke it, it's very fruity. So I would have
Hmm.
to. But it's light on the fruitiness. It's subtle with the fruitiness. Like it could be mostly coming from like the Perique and playfulness with the Virginia.
I'm
So I
just
don't know,
wondering when
somewhere
they're
there.
going to release it again.
It should come back. I'd love that. But I'd be happy to get some that was from the last time they released it.
Was
I
that
sent some of that to Jet.
2023?
Yeah, I don't remember. Riley likes folklore too. Hodgepodge blend, but it's good. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I think it's delicious. And our Abel Hansen has dropped in to ask if we are both brothers. Yes, I have a sister and a brother. Are you a brother as well?
I
Or are you an
also have a
only
sister,
child?
but
Good, good. So yes, we're both brothers. But no, not by blood, but by spirit. Our spirits are connected.
Spirit of goofballs.
Oh yeah. Man, where's our boy Yabs? He needs to jump on here. I answered one of his questions on estatepipes.com, and it was, if I had read down, I read like a couple sentences, and he was trying to figure out how to etch a like logo onto some wood. And I was like, wood burner. Get a wood burner from like a craft store. And I had this long like paragraph of explaining the ways that I like to do it. And then I read the rest of his message was, and he was like, it's already a dark wood, so I can't burn the wood. And then I commented underneath my comment to say, oh yeah, it would have been nice if I actually read your post before actually commenting. Dang, you have five sisters and five brothers. That's wild. Do you have
Hmm.
five sisters? Oh, okay, that's crazy. Yeah, that's very busy parenting.
It's weird. It says we have 0 people watching right now, but
It does
people
say
are
that.
still.
That's okay.
I was like, are people still commenting?
Right now, no.
Oh, so everybody left. Okay. That's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. No, Riley's still here. I don't know why it says 0 people watching.
Riley, do you count as a person?
And Brutal, it says one person watches for him, and he's still here. He just commented.
Uh,
So it just goes to show we cannot trust that view count.
hmm I can't trust anything right now because I have no freaking message screen. It sucks.
Yeah, the funny thing is like we actually haven't had any comments, and I'm just making stuff up. Riley says probably not. I count as 3. Wow.
Heck yeah. hmm Riley said that.
Yep.
hmm That's true. That is a solid brother right there.
Absolutely. He's like the sponsor of this podcast with hooking us up with
Is
this Dawn and Dust.
Meerschaum Mafia sponsored by Riley, not O'Reilly's, but Riley. Actually, O'Reilly's. If you guys want to sponsor us, that's fine. We could use the extra money. I could talk about the flux capacitor that you guys have online.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
At least we don't just sit here and roll cigarettes on our live. No, I'm just. I don't know who
It
that
seems
is.
it seems to be way more popular to do that. And Riley is saying, no wonder the Meerschaum Mafia is in the crapper. We could record from the crapper.
Actually, we
Oh,
probably should. It'd make it a lot
oh,
more entertaining.
but I'd have to take my shirt off. I can't sit on the porcelain throne while wearing a shirt. It's against the rules.
Yeah, what happens if it falls down and then you get poop on your shirt?
Yeah, I'm always
Then you,
wearing triple X shirts.
yeah, then you got to walk around with poop shirt.
Ah, it's always wet too in the back. That's the
Yeah.
worst.
Now, you know what? If you were truly the sponsor of this podcast, Riley, we would have a lot more followers. That's true.
Here, this is the clean draft that broke, but it's
Mm.
being held together by the tenon that goes to right about here. But there is a crack you can see right here, and then it also has this really cool thing in front. It's like a weird, uh, just drilled hole for no purpose whatsoever.
Maybe it's
I
a
mean, you could do this
carburetor.
like
I was going to say maybe it's supposed to keep your pipe lit.
it didn't. I just put it out.
Mm. Like, you know how you do that thing where you go like this?
I never do that. I've never done that before. I don't know what you're
You
talking
did
about, but
you did that on a video. You know what that's
that's so you
for?
can blow smoke in people's
That's what
faces.
I was gonna say. Some dude comes up to attack you or something, and you just cup it. And, ooh.
Yeah, this hole is definitely intentional, brittle enough. It they drilled through. And they have had pipes with carburetors in the past. Yeah, is a Yellow Bull has one that's drilled in the bottom down here. I've had one like that. So yeah, this is just like another take on that. They just put it in the front instead. It's pointless. It would technically it does like if you were to cover up the top of the bowl, it's going to change the airflow. But you could just cover up most of the bowl and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never had too much luck with that. I see pipe smokers on YouTube like kind of do the whole like on off like thing. I don't have any use for
You
that.
you did it on one video where you were it was going out, and you went like this, and then you got it back. And I don't remember. It was like a year ago though.
That's cool. Yeah, I post things and never remember what I did on them anymore. In fact, people will comment on videos and I'll have to go see what the video even was and what the heck they're even talking about.
I do that on videos I just posted because I don't remember.
Yeah, Riley's saying basically that
Okay, a pipe ornament.
that could be fun.
So tomorrow, because I don't know how much of this pipe I'm going to get down, I'm going to have this pipe. I'm going to have the black dot. I'm going to have this pipe, and they're all going to be sitting out here. And I'm going to come out and I'll be like, I don't remember what's in which. And I'll light this one up, and then I'll choke on it.
You will remember what's in that. You'll come out and you'll frown at that pipe and pick a different pipe. Yeah, this dusk is pretty good. Honestly, it's pretty good. Yeah.
You
I
know,
couldn't see myself wanting to buy more of it based on this one bowl that I haven't even finished. So it's hard to say. I'll have to give it some more smokes to actually have a real valid opinion about it.
yeah, we'll see what happens next year when we open the Dawn. Oh, I like it. You know, I was
Yeah,
just doing
Riley's saying
what?
that you'll remember its black dot when you get slightly queasy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, it was like an eighth of a bowl, and you were sitting there, Riley. It was like an eighth of a bowl, and you're like, just be careful. I only loaded up one flake, and then I loaded up, I think, like four in that EX. And I was like, oh, this will
Oh
be fine.
Lord.
I got like an eighth of the way into it, and I was like, whoa, okay, I got to set this down for a minute.
So you still have some black dot in the EX, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
What the
this is
drilled
good.
one? This pipe is called a clean draft, and let me see. It's spelled KLEA. Hold on. KLEAN draft, real briar. I don't know any information on it, but that's what it's called, clean draft.
Hmm. I like this stuff. I do.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's not something I would have bought 30 or 40 tins of, but it is also something that if I had 5 tins, I wouldn't be unhappy, you know?
No, it kind of reminds me of something that, yeah, cool. Google it. I'd love to hear any information you find on those. I love vintage pipes too. I just traded quite a few of my pipes away to get some of the more smaller, bold vintage pipes, even if they're basket. I don't care, because I just love having these little like dad pipes. Is the
Hmm.
best way I could put it. Even though we've also discussed dad pipes being the bigger, bulkier, like chunks of briar, these are also
What,
super dad pipe.
you just made that up. You were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this reminds me of a dad pipe," and I was like, "Okay." And then it just took off from there. And now you're like, "Oh, this small one's a dad pipe," which to me, the smaller ones are really the dad or grandpa pipes.
Hmm.
But I remember you calling the BP Jum dad pipes. And I was like, I was thinking to myself back then too. I mean, it makes sense because they're like a bulky, like, yeah, it's a dad pipe. But I just remember every dad that I knew back in well, I wasn't born in the 70s, but from what I see on TV in the 70s, they all smoked the little ones.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Briar says, I think you meant to say over here, those pipes are rare, so I love to collect them. Yeah, I mean, they're not so rare here because you can find them in, a state and even like antique stores and stuff
Hmm.
pretty often. And whatever condition they happen to be in, they usually need a lot of TLC, but that's okay because I like working on pipes and shining them up with my little micro mesh pads and some elbow grease.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of have I when it comes to my pipes, I don't really separate my pipes or segregate my pipes because there are some Virginias that don't bite me that I could smoke in bigger bowls. But for the most part, um, the Irish style pipes and English style pipes and Italian pipes, the ones that have the bigger bowls and like Savinellis and the KSs, and then the Petersons with the 80 millimeter bowls and stuff. Those to me are more for a Virginia, and then the littler like this Peterson with a smaller bowl or like his dad pipes. Like I have a couple um, yellow bowls and Dr. Graybos. I tend to use those for Virginias, but I try to find the ones that are 9 millimeter filtered for both of those,
We got
and so they work.
crawlers and cobs. Crawlers and cobs in the chat, says hi, hello to you. And brutal enough says he has found several at flea markets, likely left by U.S. soldiers back in the day. That's
Oh,
really
that's
cool. I
cool.
mean, I don't know how it is for you to order things on eBay, but eBay is a perfect place to find a lot of old vintage pipes. In fact, if you just type in a state pipe on eBay, but that being said, I mean, I don't know what the exchange or customs would be for getting an old briar pipe from the US into your country.
True. And it's interesting too because all the basket pipes that I find are all European 9 millimeter basket pipes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how the times have changed, you know, but
And
they're
Crawlers and
not.
Cobbs says that he all would like, he says AKA Russ. So that's his first name, I'm assuming, which is awesome. Hi Russ. And then
Hello,
Brutal
Russ.
Enough says, I see them on eBay, but shipping and European tariffs are a nightmare. I believe that. Yeah.
Yep. I
It's
know.
funny because it's just a piece of rubber and a little piece of wood. I don't understand what they need money for
Yep. I
from
just
that.
ordered some Meerschaum 9 millimeter adapters. So, because I want to adapt one of my pipes up to a 9 millimeter, and the pieces themselves, just the adapters, were like 25 or 30 bucks or something like that. And then the tariffs on it was more than the damn filters. It was like $27. So of course it doesn't say it until uh, UPS messages you and then says, "Hey, you got to pay this tariff on this thing you ordered from Turkey." And it was like,
Oh my
that's
god!
ridiculous.
I didn't run into that when I ordered your um,
Unique.
unique Meerschaum. No, I didn't run into that at all. I was worried about that. Like you would have to pay something when it got to you, or like a postage due. Because it was supposed to be a surprise, and I was worried about that.
Well, maybe I owe. Maybe I was supposed to get an email and it just I didn't notice it or something.
Maybe you were on to me and you did pay a postage due and just never mentioned it because you noticed that that pipe that you wanted wasn't on their website anymore. So you kind of caught me.
No, I didn't. Actually, I knew what was happening because of just it being Christmas and all that. And then I looked on there and I had messaged you. I'm like, oh, the pipe I wanted is gone. And you were like, oh no, maybe you'll have to find a different one. And then I was kind of like, okay, I know what it is.
What I would like to see for the Meerschaum is they have these kind of like, flourishy, like flanged out styles you can see. I wish that there'd be like a tenon, like a normal tenon, and then like here there'd be a secondary tenon that they could put a 9 millimeter filter in here. You know what I mean? And
So,
then you could just separate the stem and
mhm.
have a filter inside the stem.
So this is kind of what it happens. So say this is the Meerschaum pipe that I want to do, right?
Uh-huh.
And coming out of the back, you have your Delrin threaded in mortise. And then on
Yeah.
this end, you have, say, this is the Delrin push pull tenon right here. What it does is the mortise comes out, and then this tube about this long threads into it, and then it sticks out about to here, and you can put a 9 millimeter filter in it. And then you have
Mm.
to take your stem and drill the tenon, like you take the tenon out and then you have to drill back into it that same size as the outside of that filter, and then you
Okay.
the filter goes into the stem instead of the stem going into the mortise. So
That
it's
explanation makes it seem really like not very stable.
it does seem that way, but I don't know. I think if you drill down a little bit into the mortise so that
Hmm.
the filter body like fits in there, and then you make the threads down here. So that way the filter is kind of inside, or the filter body receptacle is kind of inside the stem, and then you put the threads further down. It could work. It also depends on how much thickness of the stem you have before it goes steps down to the mouthpiece too. There's a lot of
Hmm.
different things to consider when putting one of those on.
For sure, and especially with the Meerschaum pipe, I'm always just like extra worried about that kind of drilling and all operations, just because I just have an affinity for Meerschaum pipes that probably is delusional. But I'm just gonna sit back and prepare myself for the worst, and you can possibly make your unique Meerschaum pipe an excellent smoker, or it'll explode in your hands, and I'm going to be waiting for that bomb to go off.
Well, I'm hoping not.
Me too. So
Also,
this crooner, when I open it, I can smell it, and I know that you are obviously sticking your nose in the air about it, but I have to say, it smells almost like some sort of breakfast cereal, like almost like honey bunches of oats or something.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, Donnie has been brutal enough. Says depends on your skill. Then I hate working on acrylic. So Donnie has basically started down the path of working on that skill. He is definitely practiced, and he's still
I,
learning.
I made this stem out of another. It was a 9 millimeter filtered stem, but it flared up, and so I rounded that down. Transformed this pipe into a 9 millimeter. This was a dairy pipe, and the stem it was a what do you call that? A army mount, and it pushed in, but the stem broke. It cracked, and so I drilled in and then adapted this to a 9 millimeter filter, and did all of this sanding and buffing and all that myself. Um, this one was easy. I bent this. I
Did you boil
repaired.
water?
No, I used a lighter.
You're wild, dude.
Yep. Oh,
While you're looking for that, Russ at Crawlers and Cobbs says, got to be careful with the bit you choose. Too flat, aggressive of an edge, it grabs too hard and will split the acrylic in a heartbeat.
yeah, it will. Yep. I fixed this one for you too and turned it to a 9 mil from a 6 mil. And
Mm-hmm.
the whole um the whole tenon had broken off of this one. And so yeah, that was fun. I did I've done a few of them. So not only Briar but Meerschaum. I fixed brood or um the Grateful Gardener. I fixed his Meerschaum pipe for him and sent it back, put a new stem on that. A few different things. It's fun for me, but I'm no expert. I'm not perfect. Um, it's just something I tinker with. So I'm hoping I don't screw it up because I've
You're
practiced on
also,
some crappy Meerschaums and broke them. So I've kind of figured out how to do it on these $50 crappy Meerschaums.
yeah, you're not an amateur anymore, but you're far from professional.
Oh yeah, I'm
Except you
closer
are
to amateur.
professional. You as soon as you do something for someone else and get paid one way or the other from that person, you you've made yourself professional.
Damn it! So I'm a professional.
You are professional now.
Ugh.
Just like when I was a playing in a acoustic punk band and we got paid for a show, I was like, I'm a professional musician.
It's exactly the same thing.
Hmm.
The it's fun. I really enjoy it, but it is challenging, and there are even professionals make mistakes and break stuff, and so
Oh yeah.
I- I know that I'm nowhere near anywhere near perfection.
So Brutal Enough is saying I have to restore a 160-year-old Meerschaum bull. Any tips? Well, I would have to see. Personally, I'd have to see the inside of the bowl and see what you're working with. I'm not opposed to taking a very dull, rounded pocket knife and gently reaming out any cake that may have come into the bowl. Also, um, it, this might be gross to you, but if you smoke something in the meerschaum pipe that you're talking about, it'll kind of add some moisture to the cake, and you'll be able to clean that out a little easier afterward with the pocket
the
knife. The
the other
rounded edge tip. Go ahead.
the other question is what is the stem made out of? Is it a threaded style? Is it a push pull? Is it? I mean, it's 160 years old, so I'm assuming it. I don't know if they had the threaded um, stuff back then, or if they just put the bit right into the pipe like they do with Briar.
Yeah, that's definitely very interesting. As far as the outside of the bowl goes, I mean, I wouldn't use any like strong cleaners. I would literally just take a toothbrush and dip it in water and just kind of clean it off like that on the outside. No stem left, he says. We'll make it from scratch. Very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Now, is it a threaded mortise, or what kind of mortise are you working with there?
Yeah, no, MBSD makes kind of like a wooden piece that they probably glue into the meerschaum, and then that wooden piece has like just it's briar in it, and you can just put the stem, you push the stem directly in.
Hmm. I had to modify
Tooth
what?
toothbrush and water on the outside, yeah. Conical push stem. So interesting. I would recommend personally, if I was going to do it, I would get a stem from Vermont Freehand, and then just slowly sand it down to be the right shape to fit into your Meerschaum pipe. Um, that's what I would probably do personally. All right, Riley's got to go. Good talking with you, brother. See you. Thanks
Bye,
for the
bro.
dawn
Love you,
and
dude.
dusk.
Later. Yeah, it depends on the state of the mortise. Um, how much was it smoked? You know, all of that. Even the tobacco juices on the inside of the meerschaum, you know, have can have a part to play in that as well. So it just depends on the state of that mortise.
And then other people I've seen, I've heard of taking like a cone of sandpaper to the inside of the bowl. I think that's probably a good way to go
Hmm.
about it. He, and then he says, I think I will make a wood part to go into the pipe and drill a 9 millimeter mortise in the wood and attach an acrylic stem. Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. The I've also found for me that super glue might not be like the best option. I'm a two-part epoxy guy. Um, and I think it just holds up to heat better. And you know how meerschaum tends to get a little hotter when you smoke it, so there's that. So I don't know. I mean,
Another option, what another thing I would do is once I got the meerschaum put into the 160-year-old or the stem into the 160-year-old meerschaum, once it was fit and got perfect, I would never take it out again. That's just me personally.
how are you gonna get a filter in there?
I wouldn't even try, but that's Donnie's the guy to talk to if you want to talk to somebody about moving to a 9 millimeter filter. I don't ever have 9 millimeter filters. I have them, then I use them, then they're gone.
Smoke Snacks is also really good to talk to about that. He's done a lot more modifying than I have, and there's certain drill bits, you know, that you want to use and all that kind of stuff. Like, was it Briar was talking about that? I can't remember who you said was talking about the drill bit. Because yeah, you're right. You don't want like there's certain things you have to make sure that you're drilling it absolutely perfectly and make sure that there's no like if you're using a drill, make sure there's no wobble in the drill. Make sure it spins perfectly straight. There's a lot
Yeah,
of different things.
it was Russ at
Okay.
it was Russ at Crawlers and Cobbs.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Uh, I was going to tell you, Donnie, this Patriot. I don't know if they make them anymore, but they could. Very odd shape, so weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like when I'm holding it. I'm like, how do I hold this thing?
I was having a hard time with it too, and then I was like, "Well," and you said, "I've never had a Patriot. I'd like to have it." I was like, "Sure, I'll send it to you," because I couldn't figure it out.
I think my
Mm,
favorite cob just is whatever cob I've smoked the most because it just smokes the best.
yep.
So so the one I smoke the most now, I mean, still my legend, but I don't smoke that too often anymore. It's that that canted forward um bowl. Like, what did you call this one? A cutty? Kind of like a
Cuddy.
cutty. I think a
Like
cutty's got to have the foot though.
this
I
is
feel
my
like the
favorite
foot,
Peterson because I've smoked it the
yeah.
most.
That's how it always goes. That's why I love those vintage pipes, because they've already been broken in. You can, ream them out for sure. I don't ream them out to bare briar or till I'm breaking into the briar because I like broken in pipes, and I'm not
Hmm.
opposed to smoking bowls that were broken in by somebody else. Call me disgusting or crazy. That's fine. We got Captain Burley Slice in here. You guys ready to have a conversation? He says, and we absolutely are. And we got Russ at Crawlers and Cobbs saying, make sure it's a very hard, stable wood. If it expands too much, it'll crack the shank on your meerschaum. Yeah, you're going to want a really hard wood for that for sure. That's a good point.
Hmm. Yeah, but like we said, we don't know everything. and we're not here to pretend like we know everything. We're just here
What
to
was
have
I?
fun
What
and
was I
goof
just
around.
doing, dude? I sound like the expert.
You're the talent. Mhm. Yeah. I wish I could see the dang chat, but for some reason it's gone.
Yeah. So I'm the chat whisperer. I'm the medium.
Hmm. But I like this stuff. I like this. I like this dusk. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm already thinking to myself, which I'm not gonna do, but I'm like, well, I might take a pinch of Dusk and take a pinch of Izmir, and I just like doing that with Izmir with any blend that I'm smoking and enjoying. I like taking a pinch of Izmir and adding it in that little monkey plate that your
Hmm.
wife got me, pipe
Yep.
smoking monkey.
You are the Izmir and Burley like king. That those are the two things that you talk about the most. And me, I'm a Virginia guy, and I could sit and talk about Virginias and stuff, but I'm not the end all be all Virginia guy either. I just like the way they taste.
Hmm.
I don't get like I don't ever get 10 to 12 different tasting notes when I smoke a blend. I usually get 1 to 2 and then I just call it good. I like it or I don't like it, and that's basically how it is for me. I don't really care about I've talked about this before. I don't care about all the crazy different notes that you get from stuff or this that or sitting back and sitting in your chair and thinking and relaxing. It's to me it's all about just smoking the pipe and sitting down and going into my nothing box and thinking about nothing and relaxing.
I like to be distracted while I smoke a pipe. I like
Hmm.
to smoke a pipe, watch an anime or a show on my phone and just kind of just chill. It's my favorite. We got Captain Burley Slice saying, Tattoo Piper, sorry I was disrespectful. Would like to converse with you at some point, man to man. It may change nothing, but I would hate to think that we understand each other based on some drama. And then we got Captain Burley Slice saying, hey, brutal. Very cool.
Right on. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely do that. Is your email in your thing, and then we could start. I'm not gonna say my phone number or anything like that on here, but um, yeah, I'm definitely down for that. So my email's in the chat. I don't know, or in my description little box thing on my main page. I don't know if yours is, but if it is, I'll just hit you up there.
Man, is there ever a world that you could see yourself being tricked into smoking crooner and enjoying it?
No, I don't like deer tongue. I can always taste it, and I just do not like the flavor of it. I just think it tastes like vanilla flavored plants. I just don't like it. Which that's
We
all
got
pipe tobacco
MK,
is.
got a new guy in the chat, MKE Chris underscore OC. Sup, everyone? Just found this live. What's up, Chris?
Hello.
Dude, I don't know what's up with this chair, but whenever I sit on it, my shorts stick to the wood and it's like ripping a band aid.
Ugh. Like leather. Like when you sit in a leather car in shorts and then you stand up and it
Yeah.
goes, or when
Yeah. Like
Justin and
when,
Nate from Pipes, Pores, and Pals get out get out of their chairs when I that voicemail
yeah.
was so stupid.
Yeah. When you're wearing some really thin underwear in grandpa's leather chair and you go to get up. Captain Burley decides to reach out to you tomorrow. We got some people just saying hey and hi. And
All right, I'll look forward to that.
Edward Mann is saying EEEANN. So that's a good one. Capital E, capital A, capital N, capital N. Great. I don't know what that is, but I hope it's not a code of some sort. We don't like codes here or secret messages.
This is good.
I'm glad you like it. I like it too. It's definitely like missing something. At this point, but I've only had a bowl of it, so
For you, it'd either be Izmir or Burley. That's for
it.
you.
Yeah,
That's always what's missing if it's not in there.
and I always I did this mental acrobatic thing with myself, which was like, okay, look, it's got dark fired burley in it. That's burley. So stop feeling like it's gonna be missing something. And I already thought I was gonna be missing something.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I like that. Naturally sweet with notes of dark stone fruits and woody spice. So essentially plums and cedar.
So we got Chris is asking what we're smoking. Around about this part of my bowl is low country, which I smoked earlier. And then this part of my bowl is crooner. So they're about to become friends halfway down my bowl. I'm a weirdo
And
like that.
this pipe has this in it. And
Does.
this pipe has this in it. And I'm not really a fan.
Okay, Russ at Crawlers and Cobbs says, got to go. A third of a bottle of 105 proof bourbon drink. Donnie, miss you, brother. Ben, hope you make it to the Indiana show one day. And Donnie, you better be here next year. I'd love to go. I hope to
Russ, I
be
would
able to go
love to
too.
be there. It was awesome doing the tear down with you and getting to know you. And then this year, I don't think I can go. It's just a money issue thing. But next year, I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting out there. I want to go to Muletown hopefully too this next year, but we'll see.
Dude, I feel like Washington needs its own show at this point.
It does. Or at least the Pacific Northwest. We'd probably have to do it in like Idaho.
We got Chris asking, what is the low country that I have halfway down my pipe? What is that? Burley in Virginia? What was that? Low
The
country?
low country, yeah, Virginia Burley. Natural Virginia
That's
Burley. I got it from Yabs.
it's good. It's a little spicy, tongue
It
bitey.
it sure
See
is a
you,
little
Russ.
tongue bitey. Bye, Russ. It sure is a little tongue bitey. Um, but it's good. Like the flavor is good, but it's pretty harsh. And you have to either smoke it really slow or smoke it with a filter, at least for me.
Or mix something else in it, like some Cavendish or something. I don't know if that would help.
It'd be
Maybe
a good
moisten it up a
blending
little bit.
component. Maybe
Yeah,
press it.
maybe some Izmir. That was a
There
joke.
you go.
We got brutal enough saying Tattoo Piper is going to get a Borkham Riff tattoo on his forehead. That's excellent and very true. And he said, Chris says, Low Country PD is a great burley blend. Definitely recommend.
Right there. I might just take that and tape it right on my
Hey,
forehead.
cut it out and tape it right there. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh,
And then you
well,
don't even have to open the pouch. You just turn it on its side. You could just fill the bowl from the hole.
but then I lose my little tray when I go to dump it into the little tray.
You know what that's really good for is getting every last ounce into your mouth like that.
Like when you drink a bag of potato chips.
Exactly. Oh, are you doing that so we can see your eyes better?
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to turn it around with two hands and not take it off your head. You probably have
You,
seen
you
this
mean
in
like
like
this? You got to do the whole flare thing, though, too, when you're done.
that was just like the Pokemon anime hat turn.
Oh, it wasn't that. Oh, what's his name? Um, the Pokemon battler with Pikachu. Ash. That's his name.
Captain Burley, yeah, Ash. Captain Burley says, guys, we will get along just fine. I don't doubt that at all. And he's referring to somebody saying he isn't kidding. Brutal Enough says, real man's tattoo. Hope you don't get in trouble over it. Captain Burley Sice, maybe I was wrong. And Captain Burley Sice laughing. I don't see any anything going on in this live. We're just having a good time over here, brother.
Yeah. I'm not gonna like I don't hate you or anything. So I'm gonna reach out tomorrow, or you can reach out to me, or however we want to work it, and then we'll go from there. You said you're gonna reach out, so if I can't find your email, well, I'll just wait for yours, I guess.
What are you guys in the chat smoking tonight? If you are having a pipe with us.
Mhm.
Also, I love the rustication on the 312. It's great. I love just like it's like they took like they just took chunks out of it in random places, just randomized. But
Mhm.
it's way different than my Rocket Cash shell because the Rocket Cash shell kind of like sweeps around. It's definitely a different tool that they used for it. It's cool, like just the what do you call it, like machining that they do on the rustications and stuff. Is it's just fun to look at and feel. That's what I love about Peterson pipes.
You know what? I just realized something
Hmm.
is I think Captain Burley Slice is in West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's like
Is that
two
true?
o'clock in the. I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning over there. So he got
Oh
done with
man.
his live and he stayed up to get onto ours so that he could try to resolve this issue. So I respect that.
Oh, we got. I am just having breakfast, so no smoke yet from Brutal Enough. Awesome. Good morning to you, brother. And Captain Burley Slice saying you guys are just having fun time smoking a pipe. Oh yeah. And we got Chris saying I just finished up some Robert McConnell's Scottish cake a bit earlier. That sounds amazing.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
Captain Burley Slice three in a row. I'm all about it. Correct. West Virginia. Indeed it is. And we got Chris says Wisconsin here. Very cool. All
Nice.
those eastern states.
Is Wisconsin Mountain Time or Central Time? No, I don't. I don't even know the difference between Mountain Time and Central Time. I know Pacific Time and Eastern Time. So I don't know. I think Mountain Time is an hour from me, and then Central Time is an hour after that. But I'm not sure.
I feel like Mountain Time is just made up. They wanted to be different.
I'm also mentally retarded, so.
That goes without saying, buddy.
hmm Look at this
Brutal enough
beard. I
says
haven't
for
trimmed it.
Brutal enough says for context, tattooed can't see the chat. Thank you for pointing that out. Got Burley
I
Slice
cannot. Yeah.
saying Chris is cool, but he won't share his cigars. I wouldn't blame him there. Got to keep him, otherwise you don't have him anymore. Chris says Midwest buddy, Central Time, 3 hours off from you guys. 2 hours. He corrected himself to 2 hours off. So
Okay.
he's two in the future, I'm sure.
Two in the future. What's it like in the future?
I
Okay.
do not
So
like my happiness.
I was born in Maine, and then I now live in Washington. So does that mean I gained 3 hours on my life or lost 3 hours on my life?
You gained.
Hmm.
Mm.
So I'm gonna live 3 hours longer than I would have if I lived in Maine.
You're going to be on your deathbed, and the doctor's going to be like, time of death, 3 p.m. And you're like, I still got 2 hours, buddy. Brutal Enough says it's 8 a.m. here. The future sucks. Uh, Chris says Deco 5 is just after Adibi. What? And then Burley Slice comes in saying Brutal is from the one without kangaroos. And Chris says, damn thumbs can't text. LOL. And this chat's going off. I'm just going to be reading for now. Captain from Brutal Enough says, Captain, but we got Schwarzenegger and some other guy. Ah. So he's from,
Austria,
yeah, that's cool.
Schwarzenegger, and some other guy. There was one guy. There was like a comedy skit where this one girl was like, "Who's your idol?" And this guy goes, "Yeah, he's from Austria. You know, he's really into like art and like, posing and like this kind of stuff. And he's very famous, and everybody knows who he is." And she's like, "I can't believe you like that guy." And he's like, "What's wrong with Arnold Schwarzenegger?"
That's funny. Austrian is correct from Chris. Brutal is our Austrian brother.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I love having these chats because people can finally see that when I'm talking to you on these late night chats, that I can't smoke one pipe for very long because I freight train them and then put them down to cool off. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a pipe smoker and probably is still. I don't think he's given it up. He's not a quitter. He also likes his cigars.
Pipes and cigars. I don't know what kind of tobacco he smoked, but I knew he liked the freaking Churchill sized cigars.
Yeah, yeah. And Danny DeVito once gave him a cigar on the set of where they were brothers, twins or
Twins.
something. I think he gave him a cigar and it was laced with some Mary Jane. I saw a little story on that. I thought that was kind of funny.
So, do you know who created the Churchill cigar? If I have my facts correct,
No.
it was Romeo y Julieta. So,
Oh,
they were Churchill's favorite cigars, and I don't remember how the story goes. If they created the 7-inch cigar for him, or if he asked them to create a longer cigar. But I believe they were the first ones to make that size of a cigar, at least in their company, and they called it the Churchill. And then, because he was a member of parliament, then I believe all the other cigar manufacturers just copied that.
yep. Captain Burley Slice says Brutal is the YTPC European correspondent. I say he's like one of those. Uh, no, I forgot what I was going to say because the word was too hard for me to grasp. Brutal enough says most like cigars for posing. He's talking about Schwarzenegger again. Pipe at home in privacy, I guess. Yeah, I have never seen a picture of him smoking a pipe or a video or anything. Brutal enough says, Captain, the Euro channels all hate me. I don't know any other Euro channels. I know a couple of them, like Bremen Pipe Smoker and Jonathan X1X.
X1X. But isn't technically European different than United Kingdom, even though it's part of Europe? I'm not sure how that works. Brutal will have to say in the comments.
I'm not sure either. Briar and Banner is back with a comment. You guys are still on LOL. Yes, we are. We do not give up. It's not 120 minutes live yet. So we're still here. I was gonna say Kurt Russell is also a pipe smoker. In fact, in that movie, he did about the seven. Uh, I don't remember what that movie was, but he's smoking a pipe in that movie, and that pipe is his pipe.
You
So
guys
it's kind of
know
cool.
Ben's favorite actor is Kurt Russell. If you have any Kurt Russell knowledge at all, or you have anything you want to know about Kurt Russell, Ben could probably tell you the size of his foot.
I guess he was a baseball player, and he played baseball in Washington back in the day, like AAA or something.
For the Tacoma Rainiers, or
No idea. I
hmm,
didn't catch that part, but somebody told me about that. I thought that was interesting.
one of the
Briar and Banner is says he's done editing for the White, so he's watching us guys for a while he showers. Great.
we're staring at you right now.
Nice.
Don't forget to wash down there. Oh, he missed it.
Chris says 120 minutes. That's amateur hour. Wait, I run about 5 hour average for our Friday night lives. That's awesome. I wish I could be away from my family that long without them pulling their hair out. Captain Burley
Same.
Slice comes in with have to go, gentlemen. Thanks for having me. Hey, thanks for coming to chat. Have a good night, buddy.
Thank you.
And we got Chris says I stay on late for you West Coast guys. I appreciate you showing up at all. I know it's really late for other parts of the country, and I really appreciate anybody coming around to chat with us. It's always
What
fun.
am I? What am I doing right now? I'm like, look at my paint. Look at it. Woo. So I've been doing this and like burning my thumb, like lighting my pipe and burning my thumb like this. And then I don't know why it didn't hit me, probably because I'm dumb, but I was watching a timber drifter video and he just tilted it to the side and lit it just like that. And I was like, I'm a moron.
Haven't you seen that old lady? She's very old, and she has a briar pipe, and she packs it and then turns it upside down and lights it upside down and gets it going and then just flips it over and she's just smoking away, not caring about nothing and or any charring or anything.
Like,
Brutal Enough comes in saying Kurt Russell forever, Snake Plissken, absolutely. Loved him in that role. He also inspired Metal Gear Solid Snake, and then he also inspired. There's a character on Days of Our Lives called Patch, who literally has an eye patch like Escape from L.A. and New York for when he was playing Snake Plissken in those. MK Chris, MKE Chris comes in saying, I think you guys know 209 Piper. I stay on for him to join on Fridays. We're waiting for him.
yeah.
And
Yep.
then Brutal Enough says, cheers, Captain. Good to see you here. Uh, amen to that, brother.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you very much for showing up. Respect for sure. There's been a few things that Captain Burley Slice has done that I have respect for, and I've kind of stuck my foot in my mouth a little bit with that video. And I have seen a few things that he has done since that whole thing. And yeah, I've been actually thinking about taking that video down and just trying to have a normal, good conversation instead of drama.
Another option for you, I would say, is to just keep posting videos, and that will just go down in history. Brutal Enough says, "Cheers, cat." He says, "Did you know that there is a third Escape movie?" I did not know that. Does it even have Kurt Russell in it, or is it like the George of the Jungle 2, where they just got a different actor entirely?
Georgia of the jungle, strong as he can be.
Brendan Fraser in that movie was hilarious.
He
Loved
was
that movie.
also hilarious in Airheads. I loved him in that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Mhm.
and
And then he was good
he
in The Mummy. Like, just
yeah.
he's just
He
good.
rules. Yeah, he rules. He's hilarious, and just his facial expressions. I know, like, you wouldn't think of him as a comedic, like a comedian or anything, but he is very, very comedic in his timing and everything. Uh, uh, Chris is saying time to harass Johnny, and he says bummer to see all the drama lately. I agree with that completely. Brutal Enough says all because of a cheapo pipe. So I think Kurt Russell's favorite pipe is by the uh, is either Geppetto or Jacopo. I don't remember which one it was. I think it's Geppetto, but he's been supporting that old man for a long time, I guess.
I just like pipes.
Me too.
My favorite, if they're a 9 millimeter filter. I really want a Vowen. I haven't had a Vowen yet, and I really, really want one because of Brutal Enough. He's been like he got me onto the Vowen 9 millimeter filters, which to me are the best quality, and I really want a Vowen pipe.
Yeah, I've always wanted one of those Nordings, but I every time I look at Nordings, I'm either thinking, well, that looks kind of cool, and the other half of the time, or the other 90% of the time, I'm like, what a weird looking pipe. I mean, hey, I'm sure they smoke great, but I don't know. I like to appreciate a pipe's looks and then have it become a pipe that I love to smoke rather than finding a pipe that I'm not quite crazy for and then just kind of forcing myself into liking it. Even my freehand pipe that I carved myself,
Did
I thought I was going to love, but I put it away because I don't care for it.
did you graduate from fourth grade? Because 90% is definitely more than half.
I know I did a quick recalculation. Got brutal enough saying there is a YouTube channel who makes unofficial sequel movies, including Escape. Sadly, no Kurt Russell, but the movie was really good. That sounds kind of interesting. MK Chris, I'm just gonna say Chris now because I'm skipping letters. Man, all this filter talk has me thinking about trying one. I have some Vowin. They are nice.
hmm Did Speaking of YouTube, they are very nice. Did you see the YouTube fan in search of Gollum movie? It's like an hour and a half long or something like that, maybe an hour
Huh.
long. But yeah, it's like Aragorn going to find Gollum in between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. And now they're actually making two new Hobbit movies or two new Lord of the Rings movies, and one of them is In Search of Gollum.
That is so cool. Taking a very small section of the book that wasn't very well covered and then just expounding on it. It's going to be really cool. Brutal says,
Yeah.
I am not a huge fan of Valen. He says fancy dressers and overpriced, in my opinion.
Mm,
That's kind of how I feel about the Nording pipes. They are like
is that
expensive, and
brutal?
yeah. Let's
Oh,
see. He says a lot of aromatics are better with filter, in my honest opinion. I would have to
okay.
agree with that. He
Yeah,
says
I'm pretty
Valens
sure.
aren't.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure I thought it was him that turned me on to the Vowen filters, but I could be
uh,
wrong.
Chris said Valens aren't bad, brutal, but definitely overpriced. And Brutal says, I hate Lord of the Rings. And he has two little sweaty emoticons.
That's because he's
I
a Harry Potter fan. That's what it is.
I can say I don't care for his depictions of scenery when they're traveling. It's boring. And Harry Potter is so much better. I like them both though. Briar and Banner says, still haven't smoked a pipe with a filter. Hey, why bother starting now? What what
hmm
what would happen if you were to get one filtered pipe and then find out you really like smoking with filters? So then you'd have to get more filtered pipes. It's like an operation.
That is my problem. My whole pipe rack on the inside of the house is full of 9 millimeter filtered pipes now because I had to start trading my filtered or my non-filtered pipes for 9 millimeter filtered pipes because I realized I don't have any tongue bite now. And the whole time I was smoking, I was getting tongue bite.
That's why I like these small bulb pipes because if you freight train them, they're going to get really hot and you're going to get what you deserve. But if you nurse them really slowly, you don't have any tongue bite, your bowl stays cool, and the tobacco tastes so much better. Got Briar and Banner coming in with Harry Potter is lame. That is your opinion, dude. Listen to the books read by Jim Dale, and you might decide that they're actually amazing. We
Mhm.
got brutal enough saying for English blends, I see no difference with filter, and he follows up by saying, "I like the Narnia books, though." I
Dude,
listened to the first Narnia book, and then I went to go for the second book, but it was kind of like Star Wars, where it was like out of order and not very related to
so
the
you
first
listened
book.
to The Magician's Nephew?
Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe.
Yeah, so the first one is The Magician's Nephew, and it talks about the creation of Narnia and how Aslan like breathed Narnia into existence. And then
Hmm.
in the rings, there's like green and yellow rings, and they can transport the wearer to and from certain areas, and there's like a central area with like many different pools, and it's kind of cool. Like in my head, I'm trying to envision it, and it was really kind of hard for me to envision while I was reading the book on what it exactly looked like, but it's a neat um it's a neat book, and it talks about how the witch got into Narnia by holding on to like the coattails of one of the kids, because she gets into our world and then gets into Narnia through from our world. And then
Hmm.
after that, it's A Horse and His Boy, which I haven't read yet. And then The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I think, is after that. And then it goes Prince Caspian, Voyage of Dawn Treader. And then um, I don't know if it's The Silver Chair after that, but I know there's like 8 books.
The Briar and Banner says, "Oh yeah, and I like turtles." Dude, I used to love
Thank
watching
you.
those. I used to love watching those '80s turtle movies.
How are your red snapper dappers doing? I can't remember what they were called.
Brutal says Lion was the first one written. Nephew was the last one he wrote. So yeah, it's just like
Okay.
the Star Wars deal where it's like writing books like out of order, and then you gotta like either decide to listen to them chronologically or like story based. Kind of
Hmm.
like I did with the Lonesome Dove series, where I listened to like um, what is that
Dead Man's
first
Walk.
book? Yeah, I listened to that one first, and then went to the second book, which was so good.
Comanche Moon.
Moon, Comanche Moon was the best, and then I listened to the Lonesome Dove, and then I have Streets of Laredo like queued up, but I don't care for the narrator. So I need to see if I can find a different version where I'll actually like want to listen to it.
And you were right, Jim Dale, fantastic um, narrator. So thank you very much
Yeah,
for leaving that in the comments, because that's true. Jim Dale probably does the best narration of Harry Potter I've ever heard. That
yeah, he makes
includes
it so good.
that includes the books that were read by the actors.
Mm. All right, what we got? Briar and Banner says red ear sliders. And he follows it up with they're doing great. I need to build a platform outside their platform so they can get on it and lay eggs. That sounds amazing. And he says, sorry for the typos. I'm half awake. That's fine. I understood what you meant.
Hmm.
I think this is done. Tried
I
to
just
fight me.
wanted to say red snapper because it's funny. I wish I could see the chat so I could have like a hand in it, man. I feel like I'm
I
all
wish you could too. I really wish you could too, buddy.
hmm.
Love me some audiobooks from Chris. Me too. That I live on audiobooks as a mailman. I listen to them pretty much all the time. Always listening to something. Right now I'm listening to The Fool's Apprentice series by Robin Hobbs.
You listen to a lot of audiobooks. I wish I had time to do that. But see, I work in a shop with a whole bunch of other people. And a lot
Yeah.
of times I wish I kind of was a mailman, because then I could just drive around by myself all day and not have to listen to anyone talk except for Jim Dale.
I listened to audiobooks starting out when I was working in a transmission warehouse. So I was just wheeling a cart around, picking up parts and getting orders ready and stuff a lot of the time, or putting away stock for most of the time. So I didn't really get bothered too much there either. Briar and Banner says, "Don't worry though, I won't fall asleep in the shower." Texting, you got to dry your hand off. That you got to dry your fingers off so you can text.
That's always a problem. And I always like forget to bring a towel over. So I'm like using the shower curtain, the cloth part of the shower curtain, to like dry the fingers. And then I'm like, don't let the water run from here down to here, because then it'll just get all over the screen. Because, Ben's an expert at that. He texts me every morning when he's in the shower getting on his way to work.
I do not text in the shower. It's like it's dangerous and it's illegal. If you get pulled over while texting in the shower, you will get a ticket.
Yeah,
Chris
and it's
says usually
expensive
listen.
too.
Chris says usually listen while doing yard work, etc. That's always good.
That's awesome. I listen to Motley Crue. It makes me go faster.
Yeah, there was one album I used to listen to by the Black Keys. It was the one where they both have their faces like all in black and white on the album. Had some really good like old school style rock and roll. That was my favorite to listen to when I used to mow lawns.
I found
Yes,
out about the Black Keys by watching Sons of Anarchy and the opening scene where Jax is riding down the hill toward the gas station. Um, it's playing a song by the Black Keys. I don't remember which one it was.
they rock. I would
Yeah,
totally love to be their bass player.
they rocked.
Um,
Sons of Anarchy was a pretty lame show.
no, if you want a good Sons of Anarchy experience, you should watch Beyond the Law. Was it Beyond? Yeah, Beyond the
Beyond
Law.
the Law.
So good, so good. One
There's
of
good biker movies out there, classic ones. The Bike Riders, that new one with Tom Hardy, is really good. Um, but Sons of Anarchy was just it was overdone for an outlaw club style show. Mayans was actually done much better, but it had less to do with the club and more to do with smuggling stuff across the Mexican border. So
yeah. Chris says text is better than sending pics. I have to agree with him there. And Briar and Banner says, check out Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. Absolutely. Those guys rule. I really like them. They do that Southern rock style with lots of screaming. They're high energy, kind of like Every Time I Die. I love Every Time I Die. If you haven't listened to Every Time I Die, that's for you, Briar and Banner, because those guys rule and do very similar kind of like swanky guitar riffs and lots of high energy screaming and fun like that. Brutal says, I see guys wearing Sons of Anarchy rockers. Not the best idea. And he
ugh.
says, the wild one was great.
The Wild One, fantastic. Marlon Brando, great. I actually had more like I kind of what would you say, correlated, or I was basically I liked I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. He was also in Donovan's Reef with John Wayne, but I liked his side of it, or I liked his style more than I liked Marlon Brando's style.
Yeah, Brian Banner says, I know that band too. Yeah, they were my favorite band growing up, and they still hold a like a big space in my heart. Rest in peace to that band. I even
I
got
like s-
their eye tattooed on my arm here. You can see
nice.
right there. Every time I die.
I like Small Town Titans. I thought they were pretty good.
I used to listen to Pantera a lot, and then I was like, I'm not a biker. What am I doing? So I stopped listening to them.
I used to listen to Motorhead a lot too. Lemmy is a he's awesome.
Briar and Banner says, what about the showdown? I don't know what he's referring to
I
in
think
regards to
that's
that.
another band.
Okay, never heard of him.
Mhm. I only discovered Small Town Titans through YouTube when they did the Grinch, and I thought the guy's voice was awesome. And then I went on a whole YouTube rabbit hole listening to all their music.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, check out the guy's vocals on the Grinch. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you'll have to drop a link to that to me, and I'll have to check that out. Chris likes old school Metallica and Iron Maiden. Great choices. I've been listening to a lot of Avenged Sevenfold recently, rediscovering them. from
If you
my
like
childhood.
if you like Iron Maiden, you'd probably like Iced Earth. Their album, The Glorious Burden, is all about like history and military. It's basically about military history stuff. They have a song about Attila the Hun. They have three songs about Gettysburg, the Battle of Gettysburg, and it's only because they have a song about the Navy SEALs. They have a song about a lot of military history stuff because the lead singer is a big history buff.
All right, we got some hot takes in the comment. Briar and Banner says, I discovered Justin Bieber. Amazing. And then he goes on to follow it up with LOL, LOL, JK. Appreciate the clarification
Mhm.
there, buddy. And then Brutal Enough's got never liked Metallica. To me, their sound is cold and lifeless. Well, that's because they don't appreciate a good bass player and where a bass could bring warmth to their sound. That's
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. Chris
Didn't their
says that
bass
sounds
player
cool.
have to have neck surgery?
I don't know. They've
He,
had many bass players, but the bass is never prominent in the mix, and that's a shame.
I heard it was one of their bass players. He had to have like, he wore down the cartilage in his neck from head banging too much, and he had to have like surgery or something.
I've
I could
always
be
wanted to be
wrong.
able to play guitar and headbang, but I always like am too focused on nailing the parts to want to move my head or body for that matter. So it's kind of
So
like I've been
you stand there stiff like ZZ Top.
very stiff. My beard does not move. Chris says sounds cool. Have to check them out. And then Jason Newstead, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, Iced Earth, their album The Glorious Burden. That was the first one I heard. It's still my absolute favorite. But that's kind of like, I'm going to reference this to pipe smoking because a lot of times the first style of pipe that you smoke is also going to be one of your favorite styles of pipes. And
Yep.
that's how it was for me. I smoked Petersons and Savinellis first, and I still love Petersons and Savinellis.
Yeah, Briar and Banner says never cared for Metallica, but I do appreciate their talent. Just never got into them. I am right there with you. I respect it. They're amazing musicians, but it just didn't hit. And honestly, never cared for Hetfield's vocals.
My oldest daughter, loves Metallica and AC/DC. Those are her two favorite bands. So I said, "So you like generic rock?" She wasn't too happy with that.
You should introduce her to Avenged Sevenfold. You'll change her life. Briar and Banner says the lead singer of Metallica has his own cigar, and that was my first cigar. I've never tried that.
Hmm, what is
I've
it?
never tried those. Yeah, I wonder the same. I know that he does like his cigars. He's always smoking them between shows or on breaks and stuff like that. I
My
think a
wife,
front man that smokes a cigar is usually pretty badass.
my wife just got some signed autograph from a band, and I can't remember which band it was now, but you would know who they are, and I'd never heard of them. I wanted to say it starts with an F, and I was like, it's not Fallout Boy, but I can't remember the band's name.
Hmm. Chris says, "Okay, I'm man enough to admit I like Rush too. Yeah, those guys rule. Great
Neil Peart,
Canadian prog rock,
Neil Peart, one of the greatest drummers of all time, man. The album
absolute killer.
2112, um, that that album freaking blew me away.
Yeah, I love Prague. Prague is always fun. That's why I have this tattoo here, Code in Cambria.
Oh,
Howdy, partner. So the cigars are called Blackened. That's a pretty cool name for a cigar. And then Chris says, exactly. I was a drummer. The man is a legend. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
for sure.
definitely. I don't know much about music and like all of the background of like um singers and drummers and guitarists and that kind of stuff like Ben does. Um and it's fun to come into these lives and then see who also in the comments knows about different things, because I we could have gone on a 20-minute talk about motorcycles and there could have been a bunch of comments about this Harley motor and that Harley motor and or Kawasaki, Suzuki, or whatever, and and then but it's awesome to see. I just like looking in the comments to see who knows what we're talking about at that particular time. It's really fun. I'm really glad that you guys are coming in to engage with us. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun talking to you guys. Brutal Enough says, guys, I will charge you for everyone I blocked in the chat. Just saying,
how
you're a
many
sponsor.
how many blocks has he done tonight? I can't even see it. So
I haven't seen any off the cuff comments or anything.
yeah, that's probably because he's getting to them. Maybe he's a time traveler. Maybe he's getting to them before they're popping up in the chat.
That doesn't make sense because he's from the future. We got Noctis El Gato. Good evening. Good evening to you too.
Hello, what up?
How are we all doing? I'm doing great. How you doing, Donnie?
Doing good. Just chilling, smoking. It's the best time, man. Middle of the night. No kids around here screaming their heads off at you while you're trying to relax. It's perfect.
Chris is worried that he might get blocked for his musical tastes.
If anything, we're gonna block Ben for his musical taste.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to this kid he was in his 20s, and I was like, "What year were you born?" He was like, 2005, and I was like, "Dude, I have favorite albums from 2005."
Yeah, I graduated in 2005. Good Charlotte's The Anthem, one of my favorite albums from that era.
That's when City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold came out, and they were like my favorite back then. And it's funny that
Hmm.
I basically decided that they were lame and I didn't like them because they didn't scream anymore. And now I'm going back and realizing that they're actually like really, really good, like rock legends. Let's see what else
I'm
we
not
got
ashamed.
here.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I like skater punk music.
Why would you be ashamed of that?
I love.
Noctis says, good morning. He says, I'm doing well too, just smoking too. What are you smoking there, buddy? Brutal Enough says, just a couple. Noctis El Grotto says, hello, Brutal, and follows it up by saying, I was partying hard in 2005, listening to death metal from the 90s. Yeah, I discovered death around that time and was a huge impact on my life. Brutal Enough says I'm pretty tolerant music wise. Chris says you guys are kids. I'm closer to Johnny's age. Brutal Enough
Yeah,
says
see,
at Noctis, old school death metal is the only death metal. I'd have to agree with that.
I for being a kid though, I like a lot of stuff from my dad's generation. I'm a big Waylon Jennings fan. I like Johnny Cash. I like Hank Williams Jr. a lot. Chris Ledoux is my ultimate all-time favorite country artist. So, I mean, and all of that is country. It's not metal. It's not punk. It's not the stuff we're talking about here. But like, I grew up on outlaw 80s and early 90s outlaw country. And Dwight Yoakam, man, Dwight Yoakam, one of my absolute favorite guys too. I liked that kind of. Ben and I talk all the time about Travis Tritt versus Billy Ray Cyrus, and I'm a Travis Tritt fan, and Ben is Billy Ray Cyrus, so we argue about that
What?
all the time.
No, we do not. No, we do not. We clown on that BRC. And Briar and Banner says 2005. I was listening to Haste the Day, As I Lay Dying, and also emo. Yeah, I was huge into emo at the
Yep.
time too. Mall
As I
emo,
Lay Dying, 94 Hours,
loved it.
great song.
Yeah, I loved that album with the skull and the moon. That was my favorite. I forget what it's called now.
I think 94 Hours was on that. Wasn't that the name of the dang
That
album? I
was
don't know.
no, that was the album before, which is I respect that. But mine was Shadows Are Security. That's what the album was
Oh,
called.
okay.
And Brutal says he has a shelf full of Waylon Jennings records. Sweet.
Heck yeah. I don't care. My kids are going to grow up knowing what records are. Records are, to me, I grew up with records, and having records and having something that real that doesn't sound, there's just something about music being played from a record or from a tape that's way different than the digital form or even a CD form. It just sounded different. It mixed differently. It, to me, all of the little musical idiosyncrasies and stuff from real musicians playing to get it recorded on to a track that's not all digital and perfectionized. um it makes it so much better to me.
Yeah. Noctis says nice corn cob. Appreciate that. Got this one from Donnie. He hooked it up with the Forever Stem. This pipe's great. And then we got Brian Banner says, yes, we have vinyl here. Brutal says, Necro, the rapper, recorded two songs with Obituary. I didn't know that. I do know of Necro. I liked his like accent. It's like a Baltimore accent or something. He has awesome songs. I really appreciate that guy's rap. It's very fun. Chris says, Bing Crosby on the record player every Christmas growing up. That sounds amazing.
Dude, Bing Crosby's awesome. I grew up listening to the Christmas album of it's gonna freaking it's on the tip of my tongue and I'll remember it. But it's
Chipmunks.
no, it's a techno band. I believe they're out of Germany, and they had a couple Christmas albums that were, and it's not really techno. It's like it sounds kind of techno-ish, but it's from back in the day. And uh, Mannheim Steamroller, that's their name. And I just growing up, we listened to that a lot. I haven't heard it in probably 15 years, but I just remember it being techno-y. I don't know.
That's cool. Brian Banner says, I grew up on classic rock. When my father was a teenager in El Salvador, he listened to bands like Yes, Genesis, and The Doors. I love Yes. Yes freaking rules. They're just, you never know what to expect from them.
And I'm a big fan of the Doors. I'm a big fan of um God, my brain is going 90 miles an hour right now. What's their lead singer's name? Vigo Mortensen. Uh no, Morrison, right? Um he was a weird dude, but like musically, definitely musically gifted. And I think artists are all like that. Like a lot of artists are just a little off, but very, very talented.
Yeah. On the first Obituary album, for the A side was recorded analog and the B side digital. Huge difference from Brutal Enough. Chris, yeah, they were the OG Trans Siberian Orchestra. I think he's referring to your German group. Brian
Hmm.
Banner, he has no idea what they were saying, but he enjoyed their music and getting high. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of that one band who did
Who,
Inagata
Mannheim
Davida.
Steamroller?
Yeah, I'm sure he was talking about them. I grew up listening to classic rock, especially in Mexico, though I did grow to love other genres of music as well from Noctis. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah,
You know
Mexico
who?
loves its rock and
You
metal.
know who I think is really interesting, and we talked about him last week was Chumbawamba, and the how different their music was from album to album. It's like each album had its own theme and style of music until it got to the later years, and then it became even much more. It was always political, but it became even much more like straightforward political. and the
Mhm.
lyrics were just so obvious at that time. I preferred their stuff from the early 90s and late 80s, but they
I
were
still
just
haven't given them
musically
a
talented.
still haven't given them much of a chance. Their name is awful. Noctis Delgado says they were punk, question mark, even anti-corporate.
Yeah. Very much like who's the other one? Rage Against the Machine, how political they were. And a lot of people, they've only heard a couple songs by Rage. And that's what their whole band was about, was being political and going against corporate greed and corporate collusion. Is that what you would call it? Yeah, this Borkum riff is like, it's just like sweet. That's all I'm tasting is sweet. But my tongue was burnt from it in the beginning. Then I smoked the rest of this Virginia down, and now I'm back on it again, and my tongue is like, it feels like sandpaper right now.
Noctis says, I never knew that about Chumbawamba until getting into the lore about them.
Hmm.
Yeah. Same you could say about Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. They have like a lot of agenda in their lyrics, and I never noticed until I listened to them later in life, and I was like,
Well,
and then Chris says Borkum Riff, hard pass for me.
well, if yeah, it's a long story on the Borkum riff, which we talked about earlier in the live, but I'm only kind of smoking it as a joke,
And he
and I
only
don't like
has it
it.
because it was a joke.
Hmm.
I
It
jokingly
was.
sent it to him for Christmas.
Hmm. And now I'm jokingly smoking it almost a year later, and it's not great.
It doesn't have an essence of antique shop to it.
No, it's not Mixture 79. All right. I guess I'm going to have to move on to this black dot, and hopefully I don't get freaking Nick sick.
Now, speaking of which, what is in that blend? Do you know?
So Black Dot is dark Virginias, and I believe the center of it is Perique, as opposed to um, the blend blended by his father, which was Bullseye Flake, which is Virginia Perique with a center of Black Cavendish. But they look the same.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's
Chris,
deeper, darker, fruitier, and more rich.
mm, Briar and Banner says I couldn't enjoy Van's Warp Tour that just went on because it was too political. Never got to go to those, or I would have loved to see some of those bands back then. Chris says Black Dot is good with capital G double O D.
It
And
is
Brutal
good.
Enough says antique store essence. That is totally Mixture 79.
Hmm.
Chris says to me it's sweeter than Bullseye. And
It
Brutal
is
Enough
sweeter.
says Brutal Enough is saying he's got to move on and start the day. Loved chatting with you, brother, and thanks for bringing all the music central conversations in, and also knocking down the garbage comments that come in that have nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah,
You have
thanks,
a great
brother.
Sunday too, brother.
Take care, all right?
So, do you think Black Dot's better than Bullseye? That's what Chris is saying. He thinks
I
it is.
It is. It is a little sweeter. It is richer for sure, darker and more fruity. Um Bullseye is more earthy and more, it's a little less flavorful. This is more of like a after dinner smoke, and then Bullseye Flake is more of like an all day smoke. But this, it's definitely more Nick rich for sure too.
I wonder why.
It definitely should be smoked in a smaller pipe, but this was the only one I had on me when I went over to my dad's tonight, and Riley met us over there, and so I've got this huge EX packed with it.
Dude, I love the Estella finish. It looks great. It
I
feels
love
good
it
too
too.
in the
It's
hand.
fantastic. Hmm.
And the thickness of the bowl, that thing is going to last you forever.
Yeah, a lot of things feel good in the hand.
Briar and Banner says, hmm, I don't know if I have an after dinner blend. Every blend's an after dinner blend for me, depending on what meal I've had last.
I'm in the same boat. If I've had more of a rich meal, like rich and like full, I like an English blend. If I've had a lighter meal, I usually like a Virginia blend. It just depends on what I've eaten. And I usually don't eat a lot of sweets, so I smoke tobacco blends that are more sweet because of that. But in the wintertime, I definitely love my English blends. They go really good after like a bowl of tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich.
And a pickle.
I don't know where that came from, but okay.
A pickle? Remember I was smoking something. Yeah, I
Mm.
was smoking a Carter, no, Prince Albert, and I was like, man, I'm not getting anything out of this bowl of Prince Albert. It's bugging me. And we were trying to figure it out, and it was because potentially it was because I had eaten a pickle,
Yeah.
and that probably neutralized my taste buds a little bit. Chris says Black Dot has more depth for sure. It gets some
Mhm.
hate for its price point, but it's worth it to me. Quality tobacco. Noctis Elgato hitting us with a laughing cat emoji.
Yes, I would say that I would say it like this. If I was to buy 2 pounds of the luxury bullseye flake to smoke all day, I would buy 8 ounces to a pound of this to enjoy, once a day, something like that. If I was smoking 4 or 5 pipes a day, that's kind of how I would do it. I smoke 1 to 2 pipes a day, depending. So I kind of just smoke everything and anything, whatever I feel like smoking at that time. But this is definitely richer. It feels more quality. It tastes more high quality, more depth, and it's just good. It just, I don't know. It's like if if you compare luxury bullseye flake to apple juice, and then this is like a nice deep cranberry juice. It's just got more flavor to it.
Or like a cider. Um,
Mm,
Briar and Banner says, you guys ever open to having others on live? I think that'd be a great idea.
hmm.
And
I have
Noctis
no problem with
Elgato,
that.
yeah, it'd be fun. Says Noctis says he doesn't smoke tobacco, but dot dot dot. And Chris says exactly. You're right on track there, bud. I ad libbed that last part. He just said exactly.
Putting words in other people's mouths, huh, Ben?
Hey, got to start drama somewhere. I haven't started any. This is where it is.
Mm. I like our lives because sometimes we just stop and we don't say anything. We're just enjoying our pipes. It's fantastic.
Chris says perfect ad lib. No, sorry. Okay.
Well,
Okay. Okay. Brian Banner says pipe tattoo. Tell what is the tattoo you have on your right hand?
This one, it's a 3%er logo. I used to be a lot more political than I am now.
I like Brutal thought it was a black flag tattoo, and it actually
Yeah.
does kind of look like a black flag tat.
Yeah.
I stumbled
I
on the word
almost,
flag there for a second.
I almost, I almost actually got it changed because I'm not associated with them any longer. I still like the laurel wreath, but I almost had this changed to oi for the skinhead punk rock traditional, not the neo-Nazi bullcrap, but the traditional skinhead movement.
I I think you could get into just as much trouble with adding those bars to make it an OI.
Mm-hmm.
Briar and Banner says, "What's the difference between 1% and 2 and 3?"
1%ers are motorcycle clubs. 3%ers are gun nuts. I don't even know what 2%ers are.
Oh, I accidentally said two. He didn't say two. He said one and the 3%.
Oh,
2%ers are the kind of people who like good milk, not that skim crap.
one yeah, 1%ers are outlaw motorcycle club guys, and 3%ers are like it comes from this saying that 3% of the American population would stand up if the government ever went tyrannical. And so they're kind of like, I hate to say militia guys because that has a negative connotation to it too. That has kind of a racist, white supremacist connotation. But it's just guys who are like the original Minutemen in the 1700s when we were fighting for our freedom from England.
And Briar Banner asks, both on the right side.
Both on the right side. Oh,
As politically, right?
yeah. So 3%ers are more conservative, and a lot of motorcycle club MC members tend to be more conservative as well. I'm not affiliated with any of that stuff anymore, and I'm more neutral, kind of in the middle now. I'm not a straight independent voter, but I have some more left leaning tendencies than I did before.
Noctis says he has no tats. And Briar and Banner says, heck, I lean a bit on the Christian nationalist. Noctis says, I have learned that the state tracks this way.
Yeah, there's a lot of tracking, but I work for the government, so like they're gonna know everything and anything about me anyway. So
If you have a phone in your pocket, they're collecting data from
mhm,
the words that come out of your mouth.
yeah,
I only have
yep,
nerd tattoos. That's just nerdy stuff. I don't
yeah,
have any cool meaningful tattoos.
and and that's cool. My dad is leans Christian nationalist as well. He leans that way.
I have
I
not
personally,
done.
I I personally don't really care about politics anymore, just because I hate watching the news and I hate all that. It gets on my nerves most of the time. So I come out here and I watch pipe videos and I smoke my pipe.
Yeah, I never cared for it. I thought it was kind of a bit stuffy.
I want to have conversations about bands and bikes and not yell at my neighbor because they believe all guns should be banned, or they believe that everybody should have a tank in their driveway.
Yeah, I mean, you got two tanks in your driveway.
Yeah.
Knock this. Let's see. Let's catch up. Chris says he doesn't have any ink, but his wife does. Noctis says, I grew up around gangs, is why I'm careful with tattoos. That's smart.
Hmm.
Chris says, I just prefer we all get along and come together right now over
Perfect.
me. Uh, Ad libbed. Noctis Salgado says he grew up in the hood.
Hmm.
I currently live in a hood. There's always sirens. Always
Hmm.
sirens.
I didn't grow up around gangs, but I, in my 20s, I grew up around all sorts of MCs and gang members and that kind of stuff.
I watched
And I don't really
Goodfellas.
call motorcycle clubs gangs. To me, they're still motorcycle clubs.
I watched Goodfellas and the Godfather movies and Casino, so I know a lot about gangs.
Yeah. But he is
Italian
right though.
mobsters mostly.
You do you
Briar,
do have to be careful about the tattoos you have, especially if they're ones that are earned and you didn't earn them, stuff like that. So you are correct about that for sure.
and apparently the color of your hat can give it away too.
It can, depending on what neighborhood you're going in and all that kind of stuff. I mean, even going into into South Central LA, if you're wearing a Mariners hat, that can have some affiliation with some of the Crips down there. So
Briar and Banner, I was hard Republican, but not anymore after learning some stuff. Not left at all. I'm what the movie Kingdom of Heaven is.
okay,
Gato says, I just moved to a better suburb and I grew up in the hood and watched movies like Blood In, Blood Out, and Colors.
yep,
Cool.
both great movies. Colors is probably one of my favorite movies. I'm of course a huge Robert Duvall fan. So
Oh yeah, he rules. And
mhm.
American History X. We were just talking about that earlier.
Yep, we were a
Yeah,
lot.
that
And
movie
here's the
was
thing
impactful.
that gets me is like having been around people of that ideology, they do not understand the point of American History X.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that's for
that's my
sure.
favorite movie. Okay, do you even understand the point of it?
Yeah, that movie was pretty hard. Well, dude, I think we should wrap this up.
Oh, dude, it's been 132 minutes. Holy cow.
We've gone long.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. I think we're gonna go. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next Saturday night. That's the plan. It's been a
Right
lot of
on.
fun. Thanks
Right
for
on.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Brian Banner is telling us to go to sleep, kids. I can't wait to do that. I'm gonna take a shower though. When we smoke out here, I have like 3 pipes. I'm definitely getting in the shower.
I'm not. I
Also, it's
crawl
hot
right in
out
bed
here.
next to my wife.
Let's give her a little smooch and a long cuddle.
I brush my teeth first.
And you take the blankets and go like this.
No, I just mask it by wiping deodorant all over my body.
Yeah, Chris is saying that we should swing by some Friday night. It sounds like a good idea. I'll definitely try to plug in at least
Okay.
for a little bit. All right,
Sweet.
guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you all later. Have
Rock
a good
on.
weekend.
Later, guys.